mean, I showed him the picture of the crap. He said the dog was crapping across the sidewalk. I mean, how can a dog crap all the way across the sidewalk? You know, you don't see your dog sits and squats and he craps. Can you hear? Okay.
Can you state your name?
Charles Mitchell.
Thank you. All right. We're here for sentencing today.
Yes, Your Honor. We have gone over the sentencing report with Mr. Mitchell. We have no factual corrections, modifications, or deletions. We would just like to address the recommendation when appropriate.
Thank you. Mr. Barnett.
Thank you, Your Honor. I've also reviewed the pre-sentence investigative report. I have no additions, corrections, or deletions. I think the recommendations are reasonable. I support them, ask you to adopt them, particularly the responsible pet owner course, which I think is the most important component.
Thank you. Ms. Mahler.
We are in agreement, Your Honor, about the responsible pet course. Mr. Mitchell will be happy to complete that and could find it beneficial. We would ask the court not to follow the probation recommendation. I do understand Mr. Mitchell has a responsibility to keep his animals under his control. He only has one animal. He said he has learned from this and he keeps the animal either indoors or if he is outside, the dog is on a leash or chained to his truck. He said he's really taking the utmost care that the animal is not loose again. Mr. Mitchell has some health concerns and is on a lot of various medications. He is dependent, he said, on his wife for any kind of income. So probation would be a large burden to him. And I understand in some cases it still would be appropriate, but I think here the resolution could be reached or the lesson that he needs to learn could be reached without probation. So I'd ask the court just to sentence Mr. Mitchell to fines and costs, the pet ownership fee, and that's all.
That would be probably a great outlet. I'll put it like this. He's had 3 prior incidences of this. Do we have any clue on is restitution or anything like that yet? I can't reach the victims in this case.
Yeah, that's sort of where I was as well with restitution.
Am I correct that there were 3 prior incidences?
That's my understanding, Your Honor. That was one reason I insisted that there be a referral to probation in this case.
I did see that, Your Honor, in the report. I don't know if any of those were prosecuted. So I do think now this becoming a criminal case is more, maybe, has had a bigger impact on him than it happening in those initial incidences. But I agree that and understand the court's concern since this isn't the first time. But I do think Mr. Mitchell is taking the steps now to fix the situation.
And are the past 3 incidences with the same dog? He's shaking his head no.
Yeah, that I don't have information on that, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Pappenham, you turned on your camera. Is there anything additional you wanted to add?
No, Your Honor. I just wanted to confirm that all 3 of the prior incidences, all 3 incidents are on this one case.
All 3 incidences are on this one case. I'm trying to understand.
Well, there's 3 separate incidences that led to this one case.
Okay. Well, it says here there was another instance in March of 24. Mr. Mitchell, is there something you would like to say so I maybe have a better understanding of what's going on? And
okay, well, the first incident was the little dog that lives behind us. He came in the yard. I mean, every one of them was in my yard. They're saying that it happened on the other side of the sidewalk, which it didn't. I showed them the lawyer the picture of the crap going across the sidewalk. Okay, which I had a handful of. I don't have a screen door. I had a handful of garbage I was taking to the garbage can, and I didn't really see the dog, but since Hannibal was behind me, he saw the dog. And when I looked up to see what was going on, the dog was crapping in my yard, and Hannibal hit him and knocked him across the sidewalk. But the guy called the police and said that Hannibal jumped him on the other side of the sidewalk, which was not true. That was not true. Every time they're in my yard, and then they call the police and say this and say that, which is not true. I mean, I showed him the picture of the crap. He said the dog was crapping across the sidewalk. I mean, how can a dog crap all the way across the sidewalk? You know, you don't see your dog sits and squats and he craps. But Hannibal hit him while he was crapping, and the crap went across the sidewalk.
Okay.
You know, I sent him the picture, but he was like, well, the jury might say this and the jury might say that. So that's the only reason why I said, well, I'm not going to argue it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to, plead no contest, and put myself on the mercy of the court. And I explained to the probation officer, I got 2 bad knees. I have no income at all. Okay. And I'm on all this medication. And I can't be walking. I can't carry nothing too far. I can't walk too far. My truck is broke down. It needs a head gasket. They want $4,000 for that. I can't get that fixed. So I have no income, zero. They took my disability, gave it to my wife. So she takes care of me. I have nothing. And I explained why he would try to get me to do all this, but he knows I can't do. I don't understand that.
So I am trying to figure out where I want to start with you, Mr. Mitchell. So I'll start with this first. You seem to suggest or think that if a dog comes and poops in your yard, that it's okay for that dog to be attacked by your dog. And that's not okay.
I understand that.
Okay, well, I'm talking. Let me finish. That's not okay. So that's the first problem. The second problem is that despite you being charged with a case, despite the fact that you're before court because of actions of your dog, you're sitting in front of me and still explaining how you pled no contest to something because the jury might believe that whatever you think they might believe, when in reality, they're going to believe what the truth is. Although a dog might have been crapping in your yard, your dog attacked the dog again. And I hear no remorse. So that's the third issue, that I'm talking, there's no remorse that I hear coming from you in any way, shape, or form. And then fourth, apparently you're of the impression that there will be no consequences for these actions, although they've occurred more than one time. And apparently you feel as though you're the victim of this. That's all very problematic for me. You are explaining how you have no money, so therefore you can't do anything, you can't pay anything. And as a consequence, I'm trying to figure out whether I should just order that you have no animals so that we can be done with this issue then you don't have to take a responsible pet on a course because you don't have any pets to have. I'll put you on probation for 24 months and make sure you have none for the next 24 months. And if I find that you've had some, then I'll just put you in jail so you can have those consequences. Because you don't understand what being a responsible pet owner is. You tell me you don't have a screen door, which is a part of a problem of not being a responsible pet owner. So is there anything else you would like to say before I meet with probation and the attorneys about what should be the consequences here today?
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Can I see probation and the attorneys in a breakout room?
You told them about the incident. I'm like, Lord, I didn't tell them. They got it on record.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Allison Muller here on behalf of Charles Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell, can you unmute and state your name again?
Charles Mitchell.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Muller, you had a discussion with your client. Any leanings towards one option or the other?
Your Honor, Mr. Mitchell did say he would like time to think about it if the court would grant him that, and then he'd be ready by our next adjourned date.
All right. September 10th, 2025 at 10 o'clock a.m. We'll see you all then. Bond is continued.